Hello, welcome to Subtraction Lesson 2, which is Lesson 4 in our series of addition and subtraction. In this lesson we're going to look at a strategy which is slightly different from what we've looked at so far because it is for values which are much closer together, and we're going to look at a strategy for subtraction called adding up. Adding up. As subtraction is the opposite of addition, this means we can use addition to solve subtraction problems. Unlike counting back, you will start on a smaller value and count the distance between the two values in your question. The strategy is good because there's no borrowing and there's no rearranging of numbers, which for some people is difficult. It also means if you find subtraction difficult, you can just use addition instead. To do it effectively, first of all, you start on a smaller number. Then you count up towards the larger value. To work out the answer, you add up all the jumps that you've made, and that gives you the distance between the two numbers. Let's have a look at some of them in practice. Like all the videos we've done so far, we're going to start off by using the counters to calculate this. As you can see, we've got two values, but unlike the strategies we've looked at so far for addition and subtraction, we're not going to start on the bigger value, we're going to start on the smaller value. The idea is we start on a smaller value and we count up towards this number. Once we've done that and we've finished on this number, we add up the jumps. So it's not the number we land on this time, it's the numbers that we put down. So we're counting up the jumps at the end. But you don't need to worry about that till the end. So we're going to start off on 126. My aim, my target, is to get to the bigger value, 475. So that's where I'm going to try and finish. I'm going to start here, finish there. How I do that is up to me. So I'm going to start off by getting to a friendly number. So if I put down 4 counters, it's going to take me to 130. That's a pretty good start. Let's now take it to, well, we need to get to the 7s place in there. So let's put down 40, that takes me to 170. And then let's put down the hundreds. So we're on 100, we need to get to 400. So if I put down another 100, 200, 300, 400. So that's me on 470. I'm only 5 away now. So I just need to add 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that would take me to 475. To get my answer, what I need to do is rearrange these until I can add them up. So let's move them around. I'm going to move my units over here. I'm going to move my 10s into the middle, and I'll move my hundreds here. Let's see what we've got. I'm going to lay them out so I can see them nice and quickly. Thinking about dominoes here. Dice, that kind of thing. So let's see what we've got. I've got 300 and 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The answer is 349. The idea behind this is I haven't had to do any regrouping. I've not actually had to do any subtraction at all. All I've had to do is get to the number and then add it up at the end. The answer, 349. I want you lot to try this one now. 536, take away 248. Remember, you start on the smallest value, you need to finish on this number. Don't worry about what you're subtracting to start with. You can get to this number however you choose. It's probably easier to do it the quickest way possible though, and then add up what you've added at the end. That will give you your final answer. So remember, blank number line. If you need more space, you can always put more space. Start on a smaller number, 248. Finish on the big number, 536. See how you get on. Let's see if we got the same answer. If you did this slightly different, that's fine, as long as when we add it up, we get the same thing. Right, I'm going to start by adding 2 to take me to 250. Now 250 is a very good number to add from. I'm on 250. I know if I add another 250, that's going to take me to 500, which is pretty close. So let's add that straight away. I'm on 500 now. I know I've got 36 to add, so let's just do that in one go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And another 3 units there. Okay. That's me gone from 248 all the way to 536. I've not got my answer yet because I need to rearrange these counters. So I'm going to move my 200s over there, I'm going to move my units here. I'm just going to lay things out in a way that makes it easier for me to see and in a way that's easier for me to count. So let's do this. I'm going to start the units this time, just in case I've got more than 10. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. I've got 2 here. The answer, 288. So the answer to 536, take away 248, is 288. You might have different counters out here, but you should get the same answer, 288. Well done, if you got that answer. We're going to look at drawing it now. Let's give it a go. So we've got our 2 values here. Remember, in this strategy, which is adding up, we start on a smaller value. So I'm going to put my number line in. I would suggest when you guys do this in your jotter, you don't put the end number in because you don't know how long it's going to take you. You might need to come underneath. But I've got a big whiteboard, so I can do both. 972. We need to get to 1,248. First thoughts, this is not a nice number to work with, so let's make it easy. I'm going to add 8 to take me to 980. I'm going to add 20 to take me to 1,000. From here, I've got 248 left to add, so let's do that in 2 goes. I'm going to add 200, 1,200. I'm going to add 48 to get me to the end. At the answer, what I need to do is add up all these values. What I'm going to suggest is you don't do this in one go. You get in small chunks and you build it up. So I'm going to do it down here. So I'm going to add my 200. I'm going to add the 20. I'm going to add the 40. Not the 8, just the 40. So that takes me to 260. I'm going to take my that value and take my new line, 260. And that leaves me with 8 and 8 to add. Now 8 add 8 is 16. So if I break the 16 up into 10 and 6, that should give me the right answer. So 260 add 10 is 270. Remember, because I added 8 and 8 to give me 16. 270 add 6 is 276. Come back up to the top, write it in. 276. The answer is 276. Your turn now. Here's your question. 1,146. Take away 987. Remember the steps. Blank number line first. Start on the smaller value. Work your way up to the bigger value. Add what you've done in jumps. The number that you're going to get as your answer is not what you've landed on, it's the total value of these jumps. Give it a go. Let's see how you go. This is how I solved it. You might have done the jump slightly different. As long as we end up adding up the same amount, that's fine. I'm going to add 3 to take me to 990. I'm going to add 10 to take me to 1,000. From 1,000, I'm going to add 146 in one go. And that takes me to the answer. What I need to do now is add these 3 things up. So I'm going to start on 146. I'm going to add my 3 first this time, because 10 is a lovely number to add at the end. So let's get rid of the horrible number first. That's 149. So if we get my final answer, 149 out of 10 is 159. Did you get 159? Hopefully. So come back at the top. 159. If you have different jumps, that's fine, as long as it added together to make 159. The final way to show the workings for this is just by writing the numbers. So we're going to start off 1,238, take away 875. Same strategy applies. We're going to start on a small number, we're going to add up until we've equalled this number. 875. What I am going to say here is, it's very important that this column stays in a nice straight line. It'll make your life much easier. So I'm going to add 25 to this. Reason being, that's going to take me to 900. I'm on 900, so that comes down here. I'm going to do a massive jump here of 300. Notice how my numbers are sitting in a nice column. And that's going to take me to 1,200. That means I've only got 38 left to add. So I'm on 1,200. And I'm going to add 38. Notice I've left a space here, and that is deliberate and is for a reason. That takes me to 1,238. What I need to do now is add these things up. Now, if you're confident with column method, you can just add these up. If you're not, you can always come across and add them up separately. I'll do both. I'm going to come across first. So I've got 300. I'm going to add my 20 and my 30, which takes me to 350. 350, I've got 5 and 8 left. 5 add 8 is 13. So I'm going to add 10, which is 360. 360, add 3, 3, 6, 3. If you want to do column method, we can do it down here. We'll see if we get the same answer. We should do. In column method, you start at the lowest place value and you work your way along. So 5 add 0 is 5. Add 8 is 13. So my 3 on my 13 goes down there. I would carry my 1 across because it's bigger than 10. The biggest number you can have in any place is 9. 2 add 3 is 5. Add 1 is 6. 3, we're not adding anything. So it's still 3. 363. So that means the answer was right. 363. Your turn now. Again, if you don't feel confident to write it, that's fine. You can use the drawings, you can use the counters. You'll get the same answer if you do it correctly anyway. Let's have a look at the question. The question for the final part of the video, 1,345, take away 1,162. Start in a small number, add up to the big number, count your jumps, you'll get the answer. I'll see you in a minute to see how you got on. Let's see how you did. We should get the same answer, remember. I am prone to making mistakes though. 1,162. We need to get to this big number. I'm going to add 8. Take me to 1,170. Good start, I think. I'm going to get to 1,200 now, so I'm going to start on 1,170. I'm going to add 30 to that, 1,200. From here, I can do a big jump. So I'm on 1,200. If I add 100, it's 1,300, leaving me with 45 to add. 1,300, add 45 is obviously 1,345. Notice again, I've left my numbers in a nice neat column. If you want to do column method at the end, you can. If you don't feel confident doing that, you can always come across and add it up. I'll do both ways again. I'm going to start with 100. I'm going to add the 30 and the 40, which makes 70. That's 170. I've got 5 and 8 left to add. 5 add 8, it's 13 again. So I'll add 10. 180. 180. Add 3. 183. Hopefully I get the same answer over here. 8 add 5, because these two are 0, is 13. 3 add 4 is 7. Add the 10 that I've carried is 8. 100 is adding nothing, it's still there. 183. If you got 183, you got the right answer. You may have done it in less jumps and less steps than me, but we got there in the end, 183. There we are then, that's the second subtraction strategy we've looked at. It's called adding up. So as you can see, if you're not very confident at subtracting or you're not very good at regrouping, you can do adding up and it works really well. Remember the steps, start with a smaller value, you work your way up to get to the larger value, you count what you've added up is your answer, and there you go. So if you're not confident in subtraction, that's a strategy for you.